Cromwell non-sales day.
Good morning, Happy New Year. I'm still in the party mode, the kilt one. We've been set a challenge to ask customers questions we wouldn't normally ask them. But personally myself, when I get to customers, I always say, how's business? Are you busy or are you quiet? And from that, it leads into, yep, we are busy. We're investing in new machinery, investing in expanding the warehouse, taking on more people, etc. So for example, I went out this week and asked a few customers, how's business?
Here are my 5 questions, and this is what I've asked them and the responses that I've received.
Sounds right up your street, Joe, a non-sales day. That's from Jeff Fleming.
Went to Dyson and they're investing in a brand new plant. They're going to build the electric car. It could take a couple of years, but huge potential.
Okay, fine, I'll cut out the bits that are no good. Okay.
We're pretending to be a plane.
What changes are coming to the business in 2019? What sort of impact are you having personally within the actual purchasing role that's going to change the company? Whether it's savings, whether it's a faster supply chain because you have more production, whatever it may be, tell me what it is that you're actually looking to do in the business within 2019. Great response, great open questions coming back to me, obviously seeing if we can do things and match standards that they're actually coming across at the moment. So that was great.
The Renault Formula One team, a guy called Justin there in the purchasing department, I said, Justin, what plans have you got this year, considering we've got Brexit coming out? Is there anything that you're going to do differently this year? Anyway, he told me, yes, Anthony, we are going to stockpile lots of items that we buy from different suppliers. So I said, well, what do you hope to stockpile, Justin? And he told me, and he hasn't told me this before, but he told me that they use CIS for Mitsubishi cutting tools. Anyway, that's something I didn't know before, though I've tried to find out who they get things from.
I then went to Pump Parts and they're investing in 2 auto welding machines.
What do you want, what do you not want from a supplier? What do you and don't you want? I think that we all get carried away with kind of thinking this is what they want when we don't ask the question just straight up, just what is it that you want from a supplier? 9 times out of 10 you're going to get a very, very straight answer back, and when you get that answer and you have the boundaries of knowing what you can do and what you can't do, it makes your life a lot easier.
It's been a great insight into seeing what challenges they are faced with, such as Brexit, which we all know everybody's saying that's going to really be challenging. However, strangely, having done a non-sales day, out of the 9 customers that I visited, only 2 saw it as a bit of a challenge.
Honda Engineering, they've been very quiet for the past 15 months, part of Honda UK, car manufacturer. But from July this year, for the next 2.5 years, they'll be in full production with a new model. Again, more business for Cromwell.
The main thing I've gathered from my questionnaire is that my customers are in a very competitive market like ourselves, so they pride themselves on delivering projects on time and on budget. So cost, lead time and customer service from us is a crucial factor as to whether they want to use us or not.
Sei pazzo! Ogni giorno e giorno della vendita qui David Baddiel.
Every one of my selected customers said that reliability in a supplier was paramount.
I had a very interesting non-sales day with my customers, found out some interesting facts which I wasn't aware of. One of the companies that I went to was Bosch, the boiler maker in Worcester. They don't feel that Brexit is going to have an impact on them, and they've also got 6 new models coming into force as of February.
So I had a very fun non-sales day. I went to 3 of my customers to find out about what kind of pressures they are facing and experiencing in the marketplace at the moment. So I went to 1 customer that I've had a very good relationship for the past 4 years, and 2 customers that I've only really dealt with for the past 6 months.
Okay, I won't do anything yet, we'll cut this back out. You're always on there.
My biggest customer, Rob Matic, have quotes, GKN,
for like 3 million new parts, which will be new business added to what they've already got, which will be required over the next 18 months.
This is take 30. You ready?
Yeah.
Hello. You missed it, didn't you? You did.
So I used my my non-sales day to ask a few different sorts of questions, and I focused on the promotions that our competitors offered, and engaged with my customers, asking them if that was the case. Did they benefit from promotions, what they thought of them, and of course the answer was, as I'd expected, yes.
Also discuss with the customers their plans for the next 2 years. Most of them were happy if they could maintain their current business, because they do expect this coming year to be challenging.
Take 15. Oh, God.
Well, I went to see Keith at Integrity Print and asked him what his business plan is for the next few years. He then explained to me that they are growing massively in their mailing and labelling section and plan to expand and open another factory and send a lot more business Cromwell's way, which is very promising.
Did a supplier go out of their way for you last year? Did you have a good experience with a supplier beyond the call of duty? That kind of question. And fab results on this. One of them was a mention for a Cromwell van driver, literally helping with some boxes up some stairs.
What I did learn about my customers in the non-sales day is how I'm going to change my approach in 2019. So here's what I'm going to do. Firstly, I'm going to listen more. So I need to listen to my customers, listen to what they want. 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for new opportunities. Not only new opportunities within the business, but also look for new contacts and solutions that our customers don't really think that they've already got a problem to. The next thing I want to do is I want to communicate more. And when I say communicate, I don't just mean communicate with our customers. I mean that we need to communicate effectively with our suppliers and with all our internal teams. But what is the use of listening, looking and communicating if I'm not going to log it? And this is where our trusty Salesforce comes in. So they're my 4 main plans for 2019. But the biggest and the best one I'm saving for last. I am going to remain more positive throughout 2019. And for those of you that know me very well, you'll be keen to learn that my inner chimp is going to stay well and truly locked up.
No, I'm just going to take your advice, and there's going to be a mute button. Okay. Let's go, okay. Right? The original purpose of this email, what had been discussed. For f***'s sake. Take 42. The answers weren't as productive as I would have hoped, so I thought I would utilise this time to discuss a more productive plan for 2019.
What I plan to change in my approach coming into 2019. First things first, really. I think what I need to do is have a correct mindset. I need to be positive, be organised.
I'd also like to focus on doing less admin work and shifting more onto the service centre, because I believe they are going in the right direction and are getting better.
Show my happy face.
It's just to remain passionate about Cromwell, because if you're not passionate about the company you're working in, you're doomed to fail.
And finally, the 3 Ps. Positivity. Always stay positive in front of your customers. Planning. Know what accounts you're going to visit that day, who you're going to see, what you're going to talk about. And lastly, people. I'm a people's person. People buy from people. Know your contacts. Thank you.
Adam Greenhalgh. If anybody finds this, I'm on the run. I've been separated from my team. Craig Stanley's MIA. I've been asking questions. I've been asking lots of questions, difficult questions, awkward questions. I've been finding out what makes people tick, people's personal ambitions. I'm uncovering things that I don't want to hear, that nobody wants to hear. There's a lack of confidence out there in Cromwell. There's a lack of belief in our processes. There's queries about our lead times and our account side of things. But I've got to keep asking these questions. I've got to dig deeper. I've got to ask these questions of more people. So far, it's only been a small number. But I don't like what I'm hearing. One person even went so far as to say if it was entirely her decision, Cromwell wouldn't be on board anymore. So despite thinking that I was in, that I was the man, there's still lots of work to do. I thought that we were good. I thought these... I better go do some work.